welcome to Relish Books. Today I'm just doing a update on my newest reads. I'm still working on quite a few of the books from my last video on what I'm reading. I'm still listening to a couple of audiobooks and stuff like that as well. Still working on Shakespeare, but I have some new ones, and I also have something that, for me at least, is very exciting. So, first of all, I started using my husband's Kindle a little bit because Kindle's not my favorite. I much prefer like a physical book, but they are handy at times, and so many books from our local library they have on ebook. Well, they don't have a physical copy. So I kind of set this up to use, hoping that I could do it for that, but I haven't figured out how to do it yet. It's a pretty weak version as far as internet goes, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to like get onto the library site to download anything. But while I was looking around on here, I found The Blue Castle by Ellen Montgomery for 39 cents. I've looked for this book before, and that was a really good deal. So I've seen a couple other people, heard other people talking about that book, and it reminded me that as far as I know, I believe it is the only Ellen Montgomery book that I have not yet read. I've read all of her novels except that one, and all of her short stories that have been published in collections. I probably haven't read all of her short stories because for years and years she was putting out just tons and tons and tons of work into magazines, some of which are probably lost, but all the collections of short stories that have been published that I know of, I've read, as well as all of her novels, except this one. So I started it last night, but it's short, so I'm about 75% of the way through. I'm really enjoying it, and I should be doing a review on it really soon. Then, so my exciting news is that a friend of mine is starting a book club, and I'm going to join. And the first book that we're reading together is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. This is a book that's been on my list for a while. I kind of already know the story, so that's actually why I've been hesitant to read it for years, because when I kind of heard the story when I was young, I was like, oh, I don't want to read that. But it's so influential. I have been meaning to read it for a while. And it's also a great start for a book club, I feel like, because it is so short. It's basically a long short story or a novella. It's extremely, extremely short. So I feel like even if it is rough, we'll get through it really quick. And I'm very, very excited to be joining a book club. So there's that. And then this was recommended by one of my sisters as like a light, fun read. This is the first Maisy Dobbs in the Maisy Dobbs series. A lot of people have probably heard of that. It's a mystery series. I haven't read any of them before, so this is the first one. The library has a good few, but some people probably just have them checked out. They don't seem to have the next two in order. There's like 18 of them or something. Somewhere I read 15, but that might have been old news. I don't know. Anyway, so first Maisy Dobbs mystery. And I started a new Daphne du Maurier. This is Hungry Hill. I probably am going to take a while on this one. Maybe once I get some of my quicker reads out of the way and settle down to it, I'll get drawn in and really move through it quickly, like some of her other books. It feels similar in some ways to the last one that I read, which was The Glassblowers, because it was like a family history down through the years, over a course of probably like 3/4 of a century, something like that. And this one seems to be kind of the same, kind of the history of a family in connection to this mine that is built inside of Hungry Hill. And because it's divided, rather than chapters, it's divided into books, and they span different decades. So this looks like it actually spans almost 100 years of this family. So I feel like when books do that, it can be a little harder for me to get into them because you know that this isn't a story that happens in the now, so to speak. This is going to be something that spans a lot of time and a lot of characters. I think the main characters kind of switch out, which is just a little harder to get invested in at times, I feel like. But yeah, those are the main new things that I'm working on. I'm still going to be doing Shakespeare. The next one up is going to be The Taming of the Shrew, I believe. And I'm still working away at For Whom the Bell Tolls. I haven't really been into it for a while. Kind of giving it a little break, but eventually I'll get to that. So yeah, those are my newest reads and book club news. So thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.